So once you've learned to use the Maker Lab, you probably want to start making your own puzzles for other people to solve. Might seem a little bit complicated at first, but it's actually pretty simple. So the first step is you want to just make a contraption that does something. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I've made something really simple, but it actually accomplishes something. If you run this, the soccer ball falls off the bottom of the screen. So I want to make a puzzle that has the player get the soccer ball off the bottom of the screen. The first thing I have to do is assign a goal to my goal part. The goal part is the part that you want to actually do something. You know, it's the light that you want to turn on or the ball that you want to get off the bottom of the screen. Okay, so what I do is I click on the soccer ball and click this little flag. This brings up the goal menu for a part. So because I want the soccer ball to get off the screen, I need to turn on the location part of the goal, and I want to click off bottom. So now when I run the contraption, the game will check if the soccer ball is off the bottom of the screen. Once it is off the bottom of the screen, the goal will be met and the puzzle will be solved. So let's run it and see how it works. There we go, my puzzle works. Okay, so my puzzle works, but now I need to turn it into an actual puzzle. That involves making some parts go into the part bin, and some parts are locked to the screen that the player can't move. So my first step is to go into the puzzle options and lock all of the parts down. So now every part is locked. If I ran this as a puzzle, every part would be locked on the screen and the player wouldn't have any parts that they're allowed to place. So to do that, I need to go and unlock parts that I want to end up in the part bin. So I'm going to select this belt here and unlock it. Select my hamster motor and unlock it. Okay, so now I have some unlocked parts and some locked parts. So now I need to test my puzzle to see what it's like for a player that's going to play it. So let's go back into the puzzle options and go into test mode. So now I'm in test mode. This lets me play it like someone else will be playing it when they're trying to solve my puzzle. See, I have my locked parts out here that I can't move, and I have my part bin over here, and these are my unlocked parts. So I need to try and solve my puzzle and see if it works. So let's put my hamster motor out here, attach it to the conveyor belt, run it, and it works. Okay. This is pretty much it. This is the extremely basic way to make a puzzle. I've made a very simple puzzle. I've unlocked a couple parts, I've locked the rest of the parts, I've set a goal on a part, and it works. But there's a few more steps that I need to follow before I actually finish the puzzle. First, I'm going to want to enter a description so that when the player plays my puzzle, they actually know what they need to do. Alright, so I have my description. I can set some music that's going to play when someone plays my puzzle. So now that I made a simple puzzle, let's try making it just a little more complicated. Let's go over what some of the other goals are. So if I go back into the goal menu, if I look in this location section, I can check to see if something's off the bottom of the screen, the right of the screen, the left of the screen, the top of the screen, or just off any side of the screen. You can also do custom location. So let's see how that works. So let's say in my puzzle, I make a little bin at the end of this conveyor belt. Now for my puzzle, I want the player to get the soccer ball in this bin. So I'm going to go to custom location, and it's going to give me this little sizable green area. This is my goal area, and this is where the soccer ball has to get in order for the puzzle to solve. So let's put it right in this little area, size it to the right size. Try running the contraption again. My puzzle solves. So that's how custom location works. In addition to location, you can also set goals for part states. A part state is something like checking if a light is turned on or off, a bomb has exploded or not exploded, or a motor is running or not running. So let's make this puzzle a little bit more complicated to go over how part state works. I made my puzzle just a little bit more complicated, and now instead of having the soccer ball going off the bottom of the screen, I want the player to light this light bulb over here. Okay, so first I'm going to remove the goal state from the soccer ball because I don't care about it being off the bottom of the screen anymore. Instead, I'm going to go over to my light and select the goal menu, and now instead of location I have state because I can't actually move a light bulb, so it doesn't need a location goal state. so let's go to state, turn that on, and I can set whether the light needs to be lit or not lit for the puzzle to solve. I'm going to put it on lit. I'm going to run my contraption to test it. And it completes. Now I need to make sure, since I added more parts to the puzzle, I should lock a few more parts down. I can lock them down individually this way. If I select a part, click this lock, I can just lock it down. So I'm going to lock that, I'm going to lock my generator. So let's go back into test mode. There we go. I've got a hamster motor, I've got my 2 belts, I have a fan and a pinwheel, and I've got a little bit more complicated of a puzzle. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with my puzzle now. It's pretty complicated, it's a pretty expert level puzzle. I think I'm ready to publish it to the workshop so everyone else can play it. What I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna change my description, since I don't need the soccer ball off the bottom of the screen. I want to Okay, I want the player to turn on the light. So I'm ready to publish this to the workshop, right? It's a little bit boring of a puzzle. I've just got this plain blue background. First I'm going to add some background scenery to make it a little more exciting for the player. Okay, I made my background. It's not much, but it's a lot more exciting than just having a plain blue background. I really want my puzzle to stand out from all the other puzzles. Okay, so I have my background, I have my goal working, I have my parts locked down, I've tested my puzzle to make sure it works. Now I think I'm ready to share it. So first I'm going to save it. Okay, then I'm going to click share. And now when I share something, I can publish it as a puzzle, or I can publish it just as a plain old contraption. So the difference is, a puzzle is something that the player actually has to sit down and solve. A contraption is just something that just runs. You know, they don't have to solve it, they can just play it, they can watch it. This is like, I made something really cool and I want to just show it off. I don't really care if anyone solves it or not. Okay, but I'm going to publish this one as a puzzle. Alright, so I'm getting this warning. I changed my puzzle around a little bit since the last time I actually ran it to make sure it's solved. So I need to run it to make sure it solves before I publish it, because we don't want any unsolvable puzzles going up into the workshop. Okay, so I've checked my puzzle solved. I'm going to go back to share, publish as a puzzle. I got one last step. I need to adjust my puzzle boundaries. When you're in the Maker Lab, you notice this little black line that's surrounding your contraption. These are your puzzle boundaries. You can build outside there, you can do anything you want, but when you publish it as a puzzle, you need to actually set your puzzle boundaries. Setting the puzzle boundaries dictates where players can and can't place puzzle parts. So if I publish it just like this, players are going to be able to put parts up here in the upper left, they're going to be able to put parts down here, they're going to be able to put parts anywhere they want, plus it just doesn't look very nice when my puzzle boundaries are way larger than my actual puzzle area. So I'm going to go to resize, and now I'm in resize mode, and I can grab my puzzle boundaries, and I can size them to the size that I want. Alright, then I can exit the resize mode, take a look at it again. Does this look alright? Yeah, I think this looks a lot better. I got my puzzle boundaries in the right spot, players can't build outside of it, and everything's squared up in the middle. It's a better size, it's not just this tiny little puzzle in the middle of a really big area. So then when I'm all ready, I would hit publish, and that would send it right up to the workshop. I'm not going to publish this one exactly because it's just an example, but this is what you would do. Alright, and that's basically it. That's how you make puzzles. It may seem complicated at first, but if you sit down and look at it, it's actually a pretty simple process. Now you may have noticed that when I opened up the goal menu, there's actually another section of it called Advanced. So let's go over that and see how that works. I'm going to clear this out, and I'm just going to open up a brand new contraption. Just start fresh. Okay, so I have my brand new contraption. Let's go over the advanced goal feature called Part Count. So the way part count works, it lets you make a little bit more open-ended puzzles. Part count applies to all parts that are exactly the same across your contraption. So say I have these red balloons. I've got 5 red balloons here. But I want to make a puzzle that involves you only having to pop 3 red balloons, but I'm not going to necessarily say which red balloons you have to pop. I'm going to just go to one of my red balloons, I'm going to hit goal, I'm going to go to state popped, because I want the player to have to pop the balloons. Then I'm going to go to advanced, And on this part count section, I'm going to put 3. Alright, so now my puzzle is going to look for 3 of these balloons to be popped. It's not going to look for specifically which ones, it just wants 3 of them to be popped. So let's grab a pin, and let's just try popping 1 balloon. Hit play. There we go. It doesn't work, because 3 of them haven't been popped. So let's pop 3 of the balloons now. There we go, my puzzle completes. Let's test that by popping 3 different balloons. Puzzle completes. So that's how part count works. That's how you can make a little bit more open-ended puzzles if you want to have multiple solutions. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next advanced feature is goal delay. So let's take my soccer ball, and I want it to land right here. So first, I'm going to put a custom location on it. I want my soccer ball to be right here. But I don't want the goal to be met exactly when the soccer ball hits the custom area. I want it to sit there for a little bit. So I'm going to hit goal delay 3. So now when I run it, there's going to be a delay before the game actually checks to see if the goal's been met. And that's how goal delay works. I got one more advanced option here. I got must be inside of. Okay, so say I want my soccer ball to be in a box. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I'm going to go to my soccer ball. I'm going to remove the custom location because I don't want that anymore. I'm going to instead go must be inside of. It's going to put this little target on top of the ball. I'm going to click and drag the target and put it on the box. Now when I run it, it's in the box. I'm going to wait for my goal delay of 3, and then my puzzle completes. This is helpful because it allows you to do things like start with your box over here, move it along a conveyor belt, and then have your ball fall in it. Because the custom location doesn't move. It only sits in one spot. So if I want to put a part inside of another part that actually moves around, it's really helpful to use the must be inside of advanced goal. Okay, so that's how the advanced goal features work. I'm going to go over one more thing before we're done here, and that's goal stacking. So you can actually have multiple goals to your puzzle. Just having a goal on one part might not be that interesting and you want to have something else. So say that I want to have, let's see, let's start over here. I want this candle to be lit. And I want Tim to be in his house. Okay, all I have to do is go to Tim's house, put a goal on that it has to be occupied, and I'm going to go to the candle, put a goal on that says it has to be lit. And if I run, let's stretch Tim out just a little bit here just to show that my goal will not actually be met until both of the goals are met. So my candle's lit, the puzzle still hasn't solved. Tim goes inside his house and the puzzle solves. So that's how multiple goals work. You can also do multiple goals for just one part. So I have my candle here. See, the candle can have its state and location set because the candle's a movable part. So say that I want the candle to be lit and I want it to be off the screen. Okay, so let's just try dropping it off the screen not lit. The goal doesn't work. Okay, so let's put the candle on a conveyor belt instead. So the candle's gonna run on the conveyor belt. It's gonna get lit. And then it's gonna fall off the screen and my puzzle's gonna solve. So there you go. We've gone over the basics of how setting up a goal works, how to put it all together to make a puzzle and publish it, and how to make some more advanced puzzles. So get out there and start making some puzzles.